talking about a nigga down the street. You mad at your daddy right now because he wasn't in your life, and you don't even know your daddy don't got the masculinity he's supposed to have because his daddy ain't give it to him, and then his daddy ain't give it to his daddy, and all the way back to slavery, family. And that son watched that dad get fucked and killed, and he never got to grow into that man. Because you know what a lot of the goddesses would do? Out of fear for their son or their daughter, most goddesses would then submit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think they would only do this to you if you rebelling and you know talking back or you giving them a hard time. Okay, well you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So they would do this to you. But now that wife, she's so destroyed. She watched her husband get raped, and if they let him survive, then she just watched him get raped. That still destroys her. But if they killed him, he got raped, he was killed. Her kids watched that. The whole village watched that. So that's embarrassment. That's a lot of different things that's gonna hurt the soul. And it was purposely did. This was the design of it. To destroy us amongst us. To kill the divine masculinity. So, and the crazy thing is with the horses, right? When they tie you to the horses, you got to understand. They will hit each horse. They will hit this horse. They will hit that horse. They will hit all 4 horses. Mind you, these horses are all going separate ways. So what you think will happen to the body of the person who's attached? Dismembered. You would get dismembered. You got one arm going that way from a horse. A horse gonna rip your shit out of socket, nigga. A horse just running full speed. They smack the horse on the ass. Bow! He gonna take off running and your arm tied. You ain't. But at the same time, now, if you ain't tied to nothing else, you probably gonna still get that bitch pulled out of socket. But not dismembered. But if you tied to another horse that's running that way and one going that way and one go, boy, you don't know the half, man. You don't know the half how they would do us, man. You know, so that's how they killed the divine masculinity originally, man. You know, and like I say, once that goddess seen that, she made sure her son ain't speak up. So what will happen is she's in a shock state. So now she's teaching her son to act like a female. She's giving him more feminine energy to be more receptive as opposed to be more provide, protect, masculine, because she don't want her son to go through what the dad went through. So a lot of the goddesses end up, you be quiet, son. I'll step up and do more. That's how we got there. How you think the pimp was created? Why do you think right now so many gods if they vibrate low, they niggas. I like to call them niggas. If you vibrate low, you still a god, but you a nigga because you a Latino male or black or African American male or black male in general with carbon in your skin, and you don't know you a god, so you a Negro. So that makes you a Negro. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you feel what I'm saying? You got to understand that concept. It go back far. This is how they destroyed it. That goddess, she don't want her son to go through that. So now she's keep making him be more receptive. She fed him receptive feminine energy. We talking 10 generations for you got here, nigga. This all in your genetics right now. What you think DEA is, nigga? You think that's just your shit? No, nigga. That's everybody that ever lived here before you. They taught y'all it was DNA, but if you've been here, you know we got DEA. Animals got DNA. Alright? So it's the same thing, but they renamed it. But, yes, your DEA is a composite of everybody that came here before you, nigga. That's what it is. So they stealing you. A piece of them is stealing you. Because we come from a gas state. So a piece of their spirit is stealing you is basically what I'm saying. Their spirit is stealing you. A piece of their spirit they left in you in your blood, man. All your ancestors that ever came before you. This is what we did. So that son that witnessed that dad go through that and had to be taught by that mom not to be himself anymore, what you think he grew up and became? A father. And what you think he taught his son? He taught his son what his mama taught him. And that was passed on down all the way down to your motherfucking granddaddy, who taught it to your daddy, who your daddy taught it to you. Yep, it just happened to me too. Your daddy taught it to you. Facts. That's why I say we can't get mad at our parents, right? Right? A lot of us, if you a teenager, if you ain't got your own kids yet, you gonna get mad at your parent, right? And then even when you get your own kids, motherfuckers still be mad at their parents. Facts. It is. I'm just being real with y'all. This is how I go. This is life. You be like, damn, I wish you would have taught me that. You know, so you still try to get mad at your parent, but let's talk real. When you understand that the divine masculinity was destroyed, then you gotta understand that your mama never could tell you that shit. Because guess what? Once that divine masculinity was destroyed, that mama who stayed alive to teach her sons and her daughters after that husband was destroyed, She became the mama and the daddy. And she can't do that. So now she only pushed feminine energy into the household. Why you think it's right now to argue is a feminine trait? That's a female trait. And guess what? I find myself doing it sometimes. I'll go back and forth. Me and my guy disagree sometimes. That's part of development. If we not disagreeing, somebody lying. All right? That's not even healthy for a real soul in the relationship. If we never disagree about nothing, somebody's lying, man. How the fuck we agree on everything? That means what? So you ain't got your own soul? We can have a lot in common, but at some point we gotta bump heads on something. If we don't bump heads on something, I can't trust your ass. You agree with everything I say? You know, I get it. So you get what I'm saying? So the divine masculinity was destroyed. You got to understand the science, y'all. You got to understand the science I present before you right now. That divine masculinity was destroyed. That God has stepped up and became both. And she passed that down. That son now don't mind sitting on the couch and stepping back and being less aggressive in his environment because his mom told him to do that. All the way back from when? And then guess what? Guess what she taught her? Guess what she taught her daughter to be? She taught her daughter to have masculine energy. That's how they got a role reverse. You need to go read the Willie Lynch letter. He taught this to them. That's why they did it to us. This is how they taught role. It's like shock therapy to the mind to experience some shit like that. It's like psychology 101. So to experience, it's like shock therapy, trauma, right? It's like a trauma it'll create an event, right? Boom. Like a trigger in you, right? So, now, with that trigger being created in you, right? That mom is like, okay, I can't let that happen. He got to move like this. This is going to keep him safe. She's only trying to protect him originally. That first mom who pushed that idea down to her son, because she watched that with her husband, she's only was trying to protect him like any mom would. So she like, shit, we still on the plantation. She not thinking 10 generations down now. The only person who was thinking that was the slave master, because he was the one doing it to get it like it is now. This is all part of dividing the family. Because if there's no divine masculine energy and there's only feminine energy, it's an imbalance. All right? So guess what? That mom would talk to that son anyway. That daddy ain't there no more. That's not the mama's job to come in and be, hey, sit down. Under no circumstances. The mom's supposed to be nurturing and smooth to that son. She should be able to get through to that son without never having to get aggressive with him at all. Because she's a goddess. She has that effect, for she is God. All right? But if she has to get loud with him, or if she gets loud with her son in any form, shape, or way, she's robbing him of his divine masculinity, because now he's going to allow other goddesses to do that to him. And then a lot of goddesses think it's okay to do that, and it's not your fault. All that sassiness, for example. You know, you ain't going to tell me what to... Not doing like, hold on, I'm not supposed to be that way because this is my God. If I feel like I got to do all that, if you don't want to trust your God lead, and you get you a God, you can trust his lead. But you don't be with a God and you ain't going to trust his lead. I don't give a fuck where he leading you to. He could be leading your ass to a brick wall. You better go with him because that's the God you chose. You got to let him drive the car. If y'all crash out, that's your fault. Because as a goddess, you should be picking a God that you know going to lead you correctly. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be saving your temple for that right leadership, because that's what you require. For that's why you created us originally. This is the imbalance in relationships. You see what I'm saying? People don't even have an understanding of the signs of themselves. How the fuck you gonna be with somebody else? You don't even know you're a God. You don't even know you're a goddess, and he don't even know he a God. He don't even know how to even love you at all, because he could never love himself. It was never even taught to him. He don't even know he created everything. He don't even know that he was told that he wasn't shit but a slave just like you. You got to think what they teach your ladies, goddesses. You have to help your gods grow out here. You got to start back talking life into your gods. A lot of goddesses have been tricked into believing, because they have destroyed the divine masculinity. Oh, I got a God. I ain't got to praise him. I ain't got to worship him. Because he a God, you think he ain't struggling? You think he ain't going through shit? Yeah, he going to stay strong naturally on the outside, because that's his divine nature. He still got that aspect of himself. But yes, If you was to come and talk to him and rub him and check on him sometimes, you would light a whole nother flame in him. And then you will get more high energy back in return because only you can give him that. For you are his mother by nature. Goddesses, you got to hear me. Y'all are our mothers by nature. Not just with y'all husbands, not just with y'all boyfriends, with every God you see walking these streets because y'all created us. And then, yeah, we created everything else. But y'all created us. Y'all was our first teachers. Who the fuck you think it was that taught us how to provide and protect originally in the cosmos? Who you think gave us our nature? You gave us our nature. So that means you were the first teacher. All right? We got to remember who we are here. You see what I'm saying? And when you don't remember that, now you get caught up because they have destroyed the divine masculinity. If you do get a God that's a good God to lead you, it don't work out. You know, my mama kind of like that. My mom's a great goddess, a great teacher, beautiful, intelligent. But now, growing up, and I told her as an elderly, I'm like, Ma, you lost a couple good ones now, Ma. I got to be real. Because my mom, you know, she's aggressive. Because she had to be. She had to raise us. So she had to be the man and the woman. But so she was so used to being independent that when she get a good guy, she lose him because he can't tell her shit. Like, you can't talk to no God like that. Listen, if you talk to a guy any kind of way, only two things gonna happen. One, he gonna slap the fuck out your ass because he's gonna try to protect his manhood by nature. He's a provider and a protector. He's a warrior by nature. This is why so many gods get aggressive with their goddesses. You lying if you a god, so a nigga ain't never put his hands on you. We gonna be fake tonight. So you a god out there, you telling me you ain't never been with no nigga ever got aggressive with you? And you ain't know why. And if you a guy, you gonna lie and say you ain't never been in no position where you had to get aggressive with her, gat in her face, you damn near wanted to slap her. Yes, you have, nigga. Fuck out of here, nigga. You have. And then it shouldn't even go to that. It shouldn't even go to that. This is what I'm trying to show you. That's not how we were anciently, and that's not how we are back home, nigga. We are not like that with each other, nigga. The gods say what go, the goddess listens. It's a balance of energy. We understand each other. As a God, if I'm not trying to lead you, now you're supposed to get on my ass because I'm not doing what you created me to do. But if I'm leading you and you're not letting me, now you're in spiritual violation because you're going against your creation. All right? Get what I'm saying? How you gonna grow some weed but then get mad when a nigga smoke it? That's like some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that. Like you gonna grow the weed, then get mad when I smoke it. Like what? I'm right there with you too while we growing the weed. Then I started smoking it. You like, hold on. But we grew the weed and you created me to smoke weed. You know I like smoking weed. You made me this way. You know what I'm saying? So that balance has to be understood. And see, that balance was originally taken in slavery. We start coming back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and then they destroyed it again with the women's rights movement in the 60s. All right? You know how they did it? Because that's when they came up with Section 8, and then they came up with this rule to divide us. We'll give y'all Section 8, only if that nigga can't live in the house with you. But if you was there to help the black family, why would you not want the black male to be in the house with the black woman? And they got kids together. Pay attention to the game. Pay attention to the game, nigga. And like I said, they used all them white women jumped in. This is in the 60s. All them white women came jumping. Women's liberation movement. Stole all our black goddesses out of our civil rights movement, nigga. That's how they ended the civil rights movement. Destroyed divine masculinity. All these white goddesses. Yeah, we need women's rights, equal rights. All the goddesses gonna run over there with them. Yeah, we do need women's rights. How the fuck? Since when have black women since when have black women and Latino women and Latino men and black men not been all suffering the same fight? We've been going through the same struggle since these bitches got here, nigga. Now that white woman, now she got that claim. She can march for women's rights because guess what? When he had us enslaved, her ass was free and he still ain't want to give her no dick. When he had us enslaved, her ass was free and he was still dipping off into the barnyard fucking the slaves, nigga. And fucking the man too. Let's talk real. Let's talk real, nigga. So she can get out there and march about women's rights. He still won't let her ass vote and her ass was free. He wouldn't let her ass vote and she was free. He don't give a fuck about his woman. That white man don't give a fuck about his white woman. He will sell that pussy quick and all that. Nigga don't give a fuck about her neither, nigga. She know it. That's why she was fucking us, nigga. And that's why they still be trying to get some black dick if you're willing to go. But yeah, they got me on 10 seconds. Y'all, I'm about to hear Divine Masculinity. Peace to the guys and goddesses. One, I'm gone. Website tonight, join the university. It's going down to True Power Set.